Hello students, today we are going to discuss on the second part of the central nervous system. Yes students, in previous lecture we were studying about the brain and their parts as well as their function. Now here we are going to discuss and study about the spinal cord with diagrammatic representation. Yes students, let's first of all starts what is spinal cord and where it lies. Students, the spinal cord is extending from the brain stem to the coccyx region of our vertebral column. Yes students, it extending from the brain to the coccyx region of our vertebral column. Students, the spinal cord is just like covered by three meninges, as you all of you studied the meninges in the brain. Yes students, the spinal cord is also covered by these three meninges. The outermost is dura mater, the middle is arachnoid layer or membrane, and the innermost layer is pia mater. Students, if we are going to describe the diagrammatic representation of the spinal cord, it's a transversal section. It just look like a butterfly shaped structure. Yes students, it just look like a butterfly shaped structure. Now at first we are going to describe the diagrammatic representation of the spinal cord. This is the outermost protective layer of the spinal cord, that is dura mater. This is the dorsal septum and this is the central canal that is filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. It is also known as neural canal. Just below the central canal, there is a structure present just like the head of a housefly. This makes a saddle region to attach each and every vertebrae of the spinal cord. It is act like a cushion and avoids any kinds of mechanical injuries that take place in between the vertebrae. This is the dorsal lateral horn. both dorsolateral horns are merged with one another at the region where the dorsal septum get fused with one another. And this is the lower horn, that is also called the ventrolateral horn. In the dorsal and the ventrolateral horn, there is presence of the nerve cells or neurons that are mainly known for performing their action to carry and transmit the impulses that are incoming from the receptor organs or sense organs and helps in giving the response against them. These star-shaped structures are the representation of the nerve cells or neuron. In the dorso and ventral horn, there is a grey color matter is present, that is also called grey matter. Yes, students, in brain we are study that the grey matter is present outside, but in the spinal cord it is just opposite. The grey matter is present in the central part, whereas the peripheral part is covered by the white matter. Because the white matters contain neurons and dendrites, whereas the grey matter contains the nerve cells or neurons. These are the plasmic profusion that helps in bringing the impulses from one region to another regions. Now I am going to label this diagram. This is the outermost layer of the spinal cord, that is called dura mater. And in between the layer there is a white color fluid is present, that is called cerebrospinal fluid, as in the present in the brain cavities. These dotted structures representing the presence of fluid, that is called cerebrospinal fluid. The structure of the transversal section of the spinal cord is just appear a butterfly shaped structure. Its ventral and dorsal horn just look like a butterfly shape. This is the middle membrane, that is arachnoid membrane, and this innermost layer is called pia mater. Pia mater. This is the dorsolateral horn. This is the ventrolateral horn or ventrolateral horn. And these stars-like structures are the nerve cells or neuron, which are sensory as well as motor both type. This contains the fluid that appears grey in color, that's why called grey matter. And these regions contain the fluid that appears white in color due to presence of axon and dendrite part of the nerve cell or neuron, that is called the white matter. Students, this is the central canal of the spinal cord, and it is filled with the fluid that is called CSF. It means cerebrospinal fluid. Now students, I am going to define the function of the spinal cord. Students, there are two important functions of spinal cord. First one is it give response against the reflex actions, and second type of the function of the spinal cord is it has ability to transmit and carries the impulses to and from the brain to the receptor organs, or you can say that sense organs. Such kinds of actions which are not performed by the conscious of our brain, they directly first give response against the stimuli by the spinal cord, and then the messages get transferred to the different part of our brain. Such kind of actions or activities or responses are known as reflex action or reflex activities. Such kind of reflex actions may be conditional or unconditional. It is depend on the types of reflexes. Students, more about the reflex actions and reflexes we are studying in the ahetopics. Now here I am further going to describe about the another part of the nervous system, that is the peripheral nervous system. Yes students, peripheral nervous system, the second part of the human nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is mainly consists of two types of